Good morning and welcome to Kid News, generously sponsored today by the Van Gelder family of Bethesda, Maryland, to wish Amelia a big happy 11th birthday. Amelia, your mom, dad, Lulu, and your puppy Winston are all so proud of you and can't wait to see what the next year has in store. Our Kid News team is also jumping on the bandwagon and hopes you have the best day ever. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, November 29th, 2022, Giving Tuesday around the world. And we begin with what could be a make-or-break match for the U.S. men's team at the World Cup. At 1 p.m. Eastern Time, they'll take on Iran, and if they win, they'll move on to the next round. If they don't, they might be headed home a whole lot earlier than hoped. But there's more to today's game than just soccer. Politics is also at play. Over the weekend, U.S. Soccer intentionally displayed the green, white, and red Iranian flag on its social media accounts without the emblem of the Islamic Republic to show support for women who are fighting for basic human rights. The political statement was temporary, and the emblem is back, but Iran says it's too little too late and has asked tournament bosses to send the Americans packing. As of this recording, FIFA, the governing body of the World Cup, has not commented on the controversy. The world's largest active volcano is acting up for the first time in 38 years. Mauna on the Big Island of Hawaii started erupting late Sunday night, but so far the super hot lava flow is limited to the summit area. Nearby communities don't need to worry, and vacationers needn't change their plans. Monitoring scientists say for now the biggest threat is from ash and VOG, or volcanic smog. According to the New York Times, Mauna Loa has erupted 33 times since 1843, or about once every 5 years. That pace slowed considerably after 1950. Since then, there's been only 2 eruptions, in 1975 and again in 84, when lava crept toward the city of Hilo. Eruptions of another kind in China. For the first time in decades, thousands of young people are openly defying their government and taking to the streets in protest. At the heart of their anger is the country's rigid zero-COVID policy, which includes mass testing, forced lockdowns, quarantines, and digital tracking. According to CNN, Want Freedom has become a rallying cry, and activists are even doing the unthinkable by publicly calling for the removal of Chinese leader Xi Jinping. U.S. President Biden yesterday voiced support for the protesters regarding COVID, but stayed silent on the issue of President Xi. The sun has set in America's northernmost city, and it won't be back for months. Residents of Utqiagvik, Alaska, said farewell to the orange orb as it dipped below the horizon on November 19th. Because the town sits above the Arctic Circle, just 1,300 miles from the North Pole, and due to the tilt of the Earth in winter, the sun won't rise again there until January 23rd, a total of 64 days with no daylight. During the summer, it's the opposite. The sun will stay above the horizon, and daylight will stretch for days on end. Her name is Miracle. She's 10 years old, and she's already helped deliver a baby. The 4th grader from Jennings, Missouri, was home when her mom went into labor. The baby was coming fast, and the youngster barely had time to call 911. But the dispatcher says Miracle followed his instructions to a T, and when Mom didn't cooperate, even broke out her own mom voice to get her to listen. As soon as her baby sister arrived, Miracle cleaned her up, got her to give a big healthy cry, and kept her warm until paramedics arrived. The local fire department celebrated the young hero with a special certificate and a stork pin. She might get a few more of those. Miracle now says she wants to be an EMT someday. That's it for Kid News. Now our Kid News quiz, generously sponsored by a family from Avon, Connecticut, to give a big Kid News shout out to Robert and Sophia. Mom, Dad, and Tilly send their love, say you are both so kind, creative, and amazing, and are proud of all you have accomplished this year. Happy birthday from your family and from all of us at Kid News. Now, today's quiz. The world's largest active volcano is erupting for the first time in nearly 40 years. What is its name and where is it? Mauna Loa is on the Big Island of Hawaii. What communist nation is experiencing student-led protests for the first time in decades? China, over the country's strict COVID rules. How old is the Missouri girl who helped deliver her baby sister? Miracle is 10. What country does the U.S. men's team play in a critical matchup today at the World Cup? Iran. A bit of soccer speculation in today's KidNuz kicker. There's word that Argentine legend Lionel Messi could be moving to Miami and the MLS once the World Cup is over. The Sunday Times reports that he may transfer from Paris Saint-Germain to join David Beckham's Inter Miami team in a deal that would make him the highest-paid player in the history of Major League Soccer. As of this recording, though, it's only talk, and Messi's agent is doing his best to downplay it. Messi, who already has a home in Miami, is second in soccer history behind Ronaldo with 764 career goals, ahead of Argentina's next World Cup match against Poland Wednesday. Thank you again to both our sponsors. First, the Van Gelder family of Bethesda, Maryland, who underwrote today's episode. Happy 11th birthday to Amelia. A big shout out to her friends and homeroom teachers, Ms. Schutz, Miss Balmadier, and Miss Blandat at the Siena School. And a KidNuz hello to little sister Lulu's third grade class and her teacher, Miss Zanchuk at Bethesda Elementary. And to our quiz sponsors in Avon, Connecticut, who are wishing a big happy birthday to Robert and Sophia. Our KidNuz team is thrilled to help you celebrate. Hellos, too, for our other classrooms, including Ms. McLeary at St. Mary's in Oak Lawn, Illinois, Ms. Sherry and Ms. Stanzi at Learners and Leaders in Ridgewood, New York, Mrs. Buckles and her Dolphins at Beach Springs Intermediate in Duncan, South Carolina, and Ms. Gibson at Swift School in Roswell, Georgia, where they say that dyslexia is their superpower. Thanks for joining us. A reminder that today is Giving Tuesday, known around here as Giving News Day, and we at KidNuz would appreciate it if you would think of us when donating to the nonprofits that mean the most to you. Thank you, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.